Okay, what's up everyone? Today I'm going to be doing a review for Remnant from the Ashes. So, Remnant from the Ashes is pretty much a third-person Souls-like game, you know. You have guns and shit. It's not like Bloodborne, where you have, it's just like a parry thing. It's actually like proper third-person combat, you know, Gears of War type shit. You don't take cover, but, it's pretty much just a Souls-like game with guns. So when this game, before I played this game, I was really excited to play this game because I just thought it looked cool. You know, I've always wanted to play a Souls-like game with like guns and shit. You know, like I said, you know, you got Bloodborne, but Bloodborne don't fucking count. You know, because the gun in that game is just for parrying. It's not really like actual shooting. Plus you lock on in that game, whereas in this game it's actual, you know, proper just traditional third-person shoot type shit. But when I started playing this game, it was fun. But you know, by the time I finished the game, I was really disappointed. And I heard a lot of the reviews saying that this is like a really good game. It's awesome. You should pick it up. Don't listen to them. This game is it's a huge disappointment for certain. I don't think it's a terrible game, but I just want to talk about some of the things about the game. I guess I'll start off with some of the good things. That I think that the guns are quite cool. You know, the way that they feel, the gunplay, pretty much, like where you're shooting enemies, just sort of the feel of the guns, like the impact, the way the enemy's stunning shit, the way that you can switch weapons. You know, use a shotgun, then switch to an assault rifle. You know, and roll and stuff. It has a really nice feel to it, you know. Sort of very satisfying. You know? It's kind of like it kind of reminds me of Gears of War, honestly, because in that game you have rolling too, and it has a real nice feel to it. You do have an alright selection of guns. You don't have tons. I think there could be more, but you have a decent selection of guns. But what I like about the guns is that they actually have a variety. They all feel different, you know, none of them really feel the same. You got shotguns and pistols and magnums, sniper rifles, flamethrowers, crossbows. You definitely got some good variation. You've also got the mods as well, which are sort of like secondary abilities. You got like healing aura and, you know, incendiary rounds and stuff. I do like the modifications and stuff like that. The traits as well, the traits which are pretty much your levels. You don't just put points into like different levels. I mean, you do, but it's a bit different. You don't just get like 8 of them at the beginning of the game like Dark Souls. You actually have to unlock more as you play the game. You'll unlock more traits. You can actually end up finding like 30. I think there's like 30 traits. So that's an awesome selection of upgrades right there, and they all feel good as well. Like there are some that feel not as good as others, but you have some really good ones that sort of incentivize you to put points into different traits rather than just having like a select few, which it's just good, you know, it gives you an incentive to actually explore the different traits. Whereas in like Dark Souls, like with me, I would pretty much put into health, endurance, and like dexterity or some shit. I would never put it in anything else because it just felt pointless. But here it feels a bit more like, I feel like there's a bit more variety to the upgrades as well. The rings are quite good as well. They all feel quite good. Obviously, some of them are not as good, but I think they did a better job than Dark Souls 3, because Dark Souls 3, the rings fucking suck ass in that game. You get like a 2% like damage boost with like incendiary weapons or some flame weapons, where in this you get like actual significant boosts, like, you know, 20% damage or 10% increased movement speed. I think they did a decent job on the rings. You know, they do feel useful. But I think that's pretty much it for like the positives, because there's a lot of shit I like about this game, and I think the main thing, people who've been watching my live streams will know this, but the thing that sucks most about this game is the bosses. 90% of the bosses in this game are fucking awful. Absolutely dreadful. Because the thing what this game likes to do is it likes to throw in ads or mobs or grunts into the bosses. Every single boss in this game has grunts. I think there's literally one that doesn't. And that one has like 2 bosses. It's just unfucking real. Anyone that's played Souls games knows that you don't put ads into bosses. They're fucking awful. Nobody likes grunts in bosses, especially infinite spawning grunts. Some of the bosses have well-designed grunts where, for example, I think the boss, the Harrow, I think that's what his name is, he'll run away, summon a wave of grunts, you kill them, and then he comes back. But then there are other bosses where they'll just spawn an infinite amount of grunts. You kill them, they respawn instantly. You kill them, they respawn instantly. It's fucking god-awful, man. You end up getting killed by the grunts half the time. The boss is not even hard. They're not even hard. They have like 2 attacks. And that's the reason why they're throwing the grunts, because they know that their bosses on their own are fucking easy as hell, so they have to throw in meaningless grunts, which is lazy, dude. That's lazy. It's artificial difficulty. It's not proper difficulty, bro. You know, it's not like Ishin from Sekiro, or the Nameless King or some shit. You know, not the first one. The first one was a piece of shit with that camera, but you know, where they have like a lot of attacks, you know, different combos, lots of different moves that you have to learn. That's difficulty. Not just throwing in a bunch of fucking mobs. That's lazy, bro. Fucking garbage, seriously. I hate the bosses in this game. Especially some of them. That Root Mother one is by far the worst. It's not even a boss. It's just some fucking gay-ass defense segment. Absolutely dreadful, the bosses. And the bosses that aren't fucking complete fucking aids are decent at best. You know, you got that big fat one with the hammer or whatever that, you know, but, you know, other than that, the bosses are fucking terrible. Huge letdown with the bosses. Also, something else that sucks about this game is the level design. The level design is fucking dreadful too, because you have randomly generated levels. It's not just the aesthetic. The aesthetic on the levels is fucking bland as fuck. You have the first area, the Earth, which is just cities. It's just cities and sewer areas. So boring, dude. Everything looks the same, you know? Everything looks the same. Nothing stands out. There's no structure to the levels. It's just some lazily put together fucking areas. They all feel the same. There's no incentive to explore. You know, you don't want to explore. It just feels boring. When I was playing the game, I just found myself rushing through because I just want to keep the action going as opposed to exploring, which is something that I love about Dark Souls, you know? You actually feel like taking your time and exploring the levels, you know? Finding new loot, finding secrets, finding armor and weapons, but in this game there's no incentive because all you find is materials. That's all you get. You don't even find armor or weapons. When I did my playthrough, I didn't find a single armor set. Not a single one. Throughout the entire game. I found one weapon, but that was it. So there's no incentive. You don't really find all. You know, you find quite a few rings, but overall the exploration is very lackluster. And like I said, the randomly generated shit is fucking awful. I don't like randomly generated levels. They should have handcrafted them, and you know, did them that way. At least then it'd be more better, you know, could have different paths and different secrets and, you know, have things that look different. Not just, you know, like a few different copy and paste sections just slapped together. It's fucking dreadful. I'm trying to think, you know, what else is shit about this game. I mean, there are other things, but I think the main things is the bosses and the levels, honestly. Like, everything else is fine, you know, the gunplay is fine. The enemy design is alright, you know. You have a decent amount of enemies. None of them are too bullshit, but I think that it's just the bosses and the level design just ruin the game. Especially those bosses, man. Seriously. Those bosses are just absolutely fucking terrible, man. They are so bad. And the levels are boring, you know. You just don't want to explore them. It's just super lame, those levels, man. Everything feels the same. So bland. But I think I'm just going to leave it there, honestly. Just a short review, because that's pretty much all there is to say, you know? I could go more in depth, but I don't really need to. Like, those bosses, especially, and the level design, it honestly ruins the game. It really does. Like every game has things in it that you don't like, but usually there are, like, you'll persevere through the bullshit because you like the game. But the bosses are so bad in this game, seriously. Like, I would say, if you don't have the patience, don't pick this game up. Also, don't pick this game up for anything more than $10. This game is not worth anything more than $10. It's not a completely terrible game. I wouldn't even consider it a bad game, but I wouldn't consider it a good game either. I'd probably give it like a 6 or something. It's an alright game. You can get enjoyment from it, but you're also going to get some fucking soul pain, some butt fuckery. And it's just, you know, it's a huge disappointment as well, because I thought this game had huge potential. This game could have been absolutely fantastic, but it just failed big time. Seriously, all they had to do was have handcrafted levels with fun exploration, lots of loot to find, and have one-on-one traditional boss fights, not some fucking stupid ass gang-banging bullshit. You know, but I guess I'll leave it there then, people. I guess if I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it a 6.5 max. That's being generous, you know. It honestly deserves more like a fucking 5, honestly, but, you know, I'm being generous. I'll give the game a 6.5. Do I recommend it? I only recommend it if, one, it's on sale for dirt cheap. Like I said, don't pay anything more than $10 for this game. And also, if you have patience, you've got to have patience for this game, because it's incredibly frustrating with those fucking bosses. Seriously, though, so... but yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed, and, sayonara, people. Take care.